here's something cool. The kill the king type of mentality where we did it with the like take that best performing ad and swap it out. We did that with this last week. We said, hey, can we take our main ad and can we basically take the ad spend and just kind of like crank it up on a new ad set? So you see the first day of increase was yesterday, but we had the last 7 days here essentially of elevated ad spend. Watch this. This is the full kind of interesting case study. We have to go all the way back to like August. I think it was even before August. I think we're in like September. But if we look at all of our ad spend and all of our purchases, we spent 146 of $173,000 on this one ad called lobster meat, and we had a long run with it. I mean, it was back in August, it was still spending $800 a day. Now we had to remove it down here just because this is the time period where they did test going over to, what's it called? Gold Belly, but it failed. And so we brought it back online, but now we've got to build everything back up. Long story short, this was the one ad that basically doubled the company though. Like it was so good. I mean, the hook rate was good at 44%. Like this thing was just a little engine that could, and it got a 332 per new cost acquired first time customer for the entirety that it was on. Now,
and this was an all-in-one kind of ad too. Like it had like the hook and the offer and really good offer,
exactly right.
kind of thing. Founders ad.
Yeah, two free lobster tails upon ordering. Like exactly right. Like a really good offer. I mean, it was amazing. Got our NCAC from like 120s down into the 60s with this one ad, and it took 3 or 4 months and 150 Gs, but it worked well to bring the company back up to stasis. The problem is the other 54 ads we put into the year, nothing would happen. So you can actually kind of see. I said, hey, we have ads here. And let me just do this time period here, the last 30 days, because I need to see exactly what date range I don't want to showcase. Yeah, I guess this is pretty much it. This is kind of running here. Anyway, I got to find an ad that has a small amount of ad spend on it. There we are. Last 14 days. Amount spent. Yeah, $2, $2, $2, $4. So you can kind of see like a lot of these ads, the new ads that we put in here didn't really get much ad spend per day. It was like $8, $8, $21, $9, $15. Like we put these new ads in there, and all the way up into basically like a few days ago, we only had like first 2 days of ad spend and we spent $322. And we said, okay, this is all we have to test. Like we basically spent $300 and said, all right, like, is this enough to make this the entire account? We'll find out. So what we had to look at first, what do you think the first thing we looked at?
Hook rate.
Exactly. Hook rate, because it's most important for spend. Hook rate, 48, 44, 51, 43, 55, 47, 67, and then nothing. Gary V actually is one of our worst ones. We have Gary V that does the interview with the owner of Get Made Lobster. And then
really? That's cool.
It's funny. Yeah, this is actually one of our like worst hook rates. It's ironic. But anyway, so really good hook rates, 40, 50%, 47% on average. And we said, great, we got to hit the gas. So we hit the gas on these ads. The amount spent went from $389 to $2,200 in that like kind of 5-day time period, or a 480% increase in the ad spend. The account as a whole during this time period essentially changed by 16%. So 1,900 to 2,300. Let me see if I got the dates wrong, because these dates look 7 days. Yes, the second. Okay. So we'll just go here because it was basically like a week when we launched everything. So there you go. So 2,700, $3,000, 10% change in spend. CPA in platform down 61%, down to $134. Really nice
with there. AOS though. This is with AOS. Reports.
Exactly right. So the case study is, can I spend the same, but can I drop my cost per new customer in half?
That's a pretty big change.
Yeah, pretty big. And then my new customers went from 8 to 23. So it's 187% increase in new customer acquisition. I was like, well, that's pretty cool for week over week performance. Let's see the previous 7 days, the 27th to the 2nd, which is the 27th to the 2nd, this time period here. And then the last 7 days, which is the 10th through the 3rd through the 9th, you can see our went from 62 new customers to 106, also known as a 71% increase in new customer acquisition. And that costs us a grand total of $300. So double the size of new customer, or double the amount of new customer growth for 10% more cost, all done by creative, focusing on high hook rates. and everything. Now, what's funny about this whole thing is when you look at the ad set here, it's like, wow, it went down to 134, which means we spent $3,000 and we got 106. Well, I'm not a mathematician, but if you spend, whoa, that was a big calculator, 106. But if we look at the ad spend of 3090 divided by 106, this is a $29 NCAC, not 134. We had a $48 NCAC. So 48 went down to 29, which, yes, that is a 61% decrease. Remember, we're looking for trends. If spend stay good, this go down, it green, yay. Like that's it. That's all we're looking at. It's very, very simple.
Yeah. And this is, like I said, with AOS, with new customers being imported in. So the data quality is good when it comes to Meta. If you see that same scenario and you don't have imports on new customers, then you have the fear of return customers potentially inflating that in the wrong direction.
Yeah, so, which actually could have happened because if we look at this company here, I appreciate you bringing up that point. Let me go back here. Here's something that's very important. If you look at the last 7 days, it doesn't look like we doubled the company in the top line. Orders are down 3%. Like, oh no, what the hell? But that's because our return customer rate went down 14%, but we still have the same orders. Oh, so new people came in. Yes, that's why Facebook looks better. That's why Instagram looks better. That's why SMS is good. Google's better. Socials, everything's fine. And our online store is actually up 7%. Our conversion rate's up 8% with the same amount of traffic because we just changed the audiences, but we also have more new customers, less returning. So as we look at the new customers during this date range, which is your last 7 days, including today compared to the previous period, the reason why it's not like wow to the moon is because we have a lot more new customers, which we've already proven. But not a lot of new orders.
The return will flow in at not almost random times per se, based on like email flows and just the product.
This is the only reason why we lost money. Yep. The only reason why we lost money this week is because we didn't have a great SMS, which is usually worth $50K a week, it was only $40K. But this is like 99% returning customers. So that's the reason why we have to keep returning customer engagement on a SMS good. But at the same time, I need to, as quickly as possible, stack new customers for cheap so that we can continue to grow this company because we live and die by 70% of our returning customers right now, which is very scary. We need new customer growth. We need it yesterday. Hey, if you like this video, we have a school community where we have a few hundred members and we cover topics, everything from the basics to all the way to the like hyper crazy advanced stuff that's like coming out next month. So a few hundred members there. We go live twice a week, something with an hour-long education about something that is very relevant to the community that week, plus a weekly Q&A where you just get to come and bring us all of your problems and we solve them one at a time.
So I have a link below in the description if you want to join. And then obviously if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and we can answer those for you. And we'll see you in there.